Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I am Asya Mushtaq and I am teaching you the subject of General Methods of Teaching. The course code of this subject is EDUC 1112. Today I am going to explain the third topic of chapter number 3, that is the discussion method of teaching. After the completion of this topic, the student will be able to define discussion method, describe characteristics of discussion methods, discuss types of discussion method of teaching, identify appropriate use of discussion method, discuss merits and demerits of discussion method, and describe planning for conducting discussion method of teaching. The word discuss has been derived from Latin word which means to shake or strike. A discussion is an activity of sitting and talking about a specific subject. The discussion method of teaching is a process in which a small group assembles to communicate with each other using speaking, listening, and non-verbal processes in order to achieve instructional objectives. Discussion requires interaction between students and teachers, so its effectiveness depends heavily upon the quality of student-teacher relationship. Because discussion is much more predictable than teaching. So, discussion refers to thoroughly shaking up the subject, that is, examining it thoroughly to reach a conclusion. A discussion method is the means by which people share experiences, ideas, and attitudes. Discussion is defined as talking or writing about something, especially in order to solve a problem or resolve a question. An example of a discussion is when two or more people disagree and decide to sit down and talk out their different opinions. Discussion methods are a variety of forms for open-ended collaborative exchange of ideas among a teacher and student or among students for the purpose of furthering students' thinking, learning, problem solving, understanding, or literary appreciation. Participants present multiple points of view, respond to the ideas of others, and reflect on their own ideas in an effort to build their knowledge, understanding, or interpretation of the matter at hand. Discussion method, also called the Socratic method, after the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, who would engage his students with questions and dialogue. Because the class is small, the tutor is able to determine each student's progress, and students have ample occasion to make their difficulties known. Actually, there is a true meeting of the minds. The discussion method of teaching demands that students come to class well prepared, convincing them to think out their arguments in advance and to answer their peers' questions and counter arguments. It sharpens their powers of reason, analysis, and articulation. It thus provides them with fundamental skills necessary for success in any discipline or profession. A defining feature of discussion is that students have considerable activity in the construction of knowledge, understanding, or interpretation. In other words, we can say they have considerable explanatory expert for evaluating the credibility or validity of participant responses. Discussion method of teaching require interaction between students and teachers. So, effectiveness of discussion method of teaching heavily depends upon the student-teacher relationship. It requires considerable instructor freedom, creativity, and tolerance. So we can summarize that discussion method of teaching is a two-way communication between teacher and student. During discussion, the teacher spends some time listening while the student spends some time talking. The discussion is therefore a more active learning experience for the students than the lecture. Meaning of discussion method. Discussion method of teaching is a group activity involving the teacher and the student to define the problem and seek its solution. Discussion method is also described as a constructive process involving listening, thinking, as well as the speaking ability of the student. In discussion method of teaching, the teacher divides the class into different groups and gives the topic of the discussion to each group. Classroom discussion is a practice in which the instructor and students share views on a specific topic previously lectured. Promoting and facilitating classroom discussion can not only help students learn from one another but also help students understand and retain the lecture better. Now I will explain planning for discussion method of teaching. There are essential planning elements in discussion. They are briefly stated: choosing the discussion topic, phrasing the discussion question, outlining the topic, planning discussion strategy, the beginning phase, planning the discussion strategy, the middle phase, and planning the discussion strategy, the end phase. Choosing the discussion topic. Ideally, the teacher should not select the topic. It is left for the group to select the topic. Relevance to the group is naturally ensured when the group choose the topic. They will show ownership, willingness, and interest in it. Sometimes, if a teacher intends to select a topic, he or she should select it in such a way that it grows out of the discussion. Phrasing the discussion questions. Once the topic is selected, then the question be carefully phrased to the groups. The teacher must be concerned with the question. He should be sure that the question be precise, clear, understandable, relevant, and short. Next topic is outlining the topic. Once an acceptable question is phrased, then the teacher should start writing the aspects of the question which he or she feels are important. The teacher should be confident and should have broad understanding of the problem or issue he intends to present to the students for discussion. Next is planning discussion strategy, the beginning phase. At this stage, the teacher should determine what type of discussion he or she will intend to launch. It is very important to start the discussion out on the right foot and have to clear planned introduction so that the discussion would not be confused by a vague or an incorrect statement of the issue as decided upon earlier. Next is planning the discussion strategy, the middle stage. To plan the middle phase of discussion, it is best to prepare a set of central questions which the teacher believes need to answered. The teacher task will be to see that these questions are answered as the discussants exchange ideas. And the last is planning discussion strategy, the end phase. The end phase has three important parts: drawing conclusion, recapitalization, and launching new activities. The teacher should leave adequate time of the final stage. A discussion without a proper ending leaves the participants dissatisfied and are uncertain what they have gained from their efforts. The teacher therefore asks the question to draw a conclusion based on many points raised during discussion. He or she should ask student to recapitulate to main points of the discussion. For the purpose of launching new activity, the teacher should suggest a few activities to the group. These include trips, readings, films, or further discussion on any topic, any activity which is based on student interest. Next topic is the types of discussion. There are four types of discussion, that are the symposium, the panel discussion, informal group discussion, and formal group discussion. The symposium. In this type of discussion, 3 or more persons present their views on a several-sided questions or topic. Each one takes one aspect of the topic. It can be followed by questions and discussion. Symposium stimulates greater freedom in audience participation. One precaution be used in this sense is that all speakers are of equal ability. Group discussion are organized in two forms: formal group discussion and informal group discussion. First of all, I will explain formal group discussion. Formal group discussion. In formal group discussion, there is a discussion leader and there are several resource members who represent special skills and specialized knowledge essential to the problem which the group is discussing, and there is a recorder. The leader keeps the discussion on the track. At intervals, he summarizes the discussion and clarifies the discussion before the next point. No confusion should prevail. Recorder records the general direction of discussion. The discussion made by the group are also recorded. Actually, group discussion is a child-centered strategy in which students are divided in two groups and they are encouraged to discuss on the subject matter given. Group discussion is dominated by the teacher. Classroom climate is autocratic and most of the time teacher is active and student accept his ideas and views. After giving lectures, teachers encourages the student to participate in group discussion. Teachers supervise them and provide guidance to make the discussion fruitful. Informal group discussion. Here the pupil is the leader of the discussion activities. Leadership qualities are developed in the students. There is no hesitancy on the part of the student. They also develop thinking ability. No doubt it is difficult procedure to handle but can be handled. If the discussion is well planned, no problem is going to arise. So in informal discussion, the subject matter to be discussed is in unstructured. No fixed schedule is prepared and no rules are to be followed. Now I will explain the advantages or merits of discussion method of teaching. The following are the merits of discussion method of teaching. First one is assimilates and integrate information. Discussion helps students assimilate and integrate information they have initially acquired from reading or lecture. Discussion is useful for emphasizing the connection between old and new knowledge. Discussion stimulates students' knowledge thinking. Discussion is most useful to teach the process of learning, that is thinking. Discussion method of teaching develop rational thinking among students. Students learn to approach a process, a problem or a topic rationally, monitor their own thinking process and question their implicit assumptions. The discussion is particularly good at revealing student attitudes. Discussion helps in evaluating problem. Discussion is especially useful in social sciences or social studies because it is ideal way to demonstrate to students of any social, cultural and political problem to be evaluated. Discussion increase interest. Discussion method is practically effective at increasing student interest involvement. Develop understanding in students. Discussion can promote interpersonal relationship and independence and motivation in many ways attained by the teacher alone. Demonstration independence. Discussion is also important because it requires students to demonstrate independence. Teachers who are skilled facilitator achieve both educational and interpersonal objective with the help of discussion method of teaching. Develop critics. It has the greater scope of criticism for incorrect approaches, ideas, concepts and knowledge. Develop the feeling of group work. It develops the feelings of group work and group participation. Promote cooperation. Of course, it helps in developing the creative ability and thinking ability among the students. Develop tolerance. It helps in developing the feelings of cooperation, tolerance. The higher order of cognitive and affective objective of teaching are achieved with the help of discussion method of teaching. Now I will explain limitations of discussion method of teaching. First is deviation from topic. It has chances for deviation from the main topic or theme. Second is only few students participate in the discussion. Only few students dominate, and to discuss more and large number of students do not participate in the discussion. Students become opponents. Generally group are formed in this strategy and they are critical to one another. Involve more criticism. It involves more criticism rather than relevant discussion. And of course, time consuming. This teaching strategy is quite time consuming, so teacher must fix the time schedule for discussion to make it a purposeful activity. Group discussion cannot be used as a teaching strategy, but it can be used as a supplement technique after lecture and demonstration method of teaching. It can only be applied for the average and above average students. So it is the teacher duty to form groups on the basis of some criteria of intelligence and abilities. The teacher should provide them topics accordingly so that students of low intelligence and abilities can also be benefited. If not properly organized, it may create bitterness and results are unfruitful. It is just a wastage of time. So a teacher must plan for discussion beforehand to avoid irregularities and make it more effective. Now I will discuss with you some suggestion. It may be improved and can be effectively employed by observing the following precautions. Every student should be provided an opportunity to participate in the discussion. Second one is students should be encouraged and motivated to participate in the discussion, and irrelevant criticism should not be encouraged.